Hey, welcome everybody. Come on to the Shoot Brothers podcast. From main eventers to jobbers, heels, baby faces, friends and foes, you're all welcome here. But your opinion is not as valuable as ours because we are the only wrestling podcast on the planet. The Shoot Brothers. Sometimes we'll play heel, sometimes we'll play face. It doesn't matter. Kayfabe exists. It doesn't. Everything's happening. AEW, Monday Night Raw. We got it all. We're here. Mike the Shoot Shepherd with Cameron, Brother Osborne, as always.
Skirt. I'm here.
And here we are.
Who's the, God, I feel like I'm more heel on this show than you are.
Well, I turn randomly sometimes on certain things.
You're facing a lot of the time, you know, and I think the crowd's behind you, and I'm the one, getting peeved, getting steamed at some of the shit going on, folks. We got a great show coming up this week. Of course, we have Monday Night Raw. Of course, we have AEW Dynamite, All Elite Wrestling. Of course, you know, we got a tweet of the week, as we always do, and all that sort of fun stuff. But, folks, I think it's about time that we just kick off the show. Let's kick off the show with a little bit of news around the ring. Around the ring, 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 around the ring. Mike, you got some hot news coming off the presses this week.
Yes, let's travel across the globe to Japan because New Japan has announced that they are having a U.S. division titled New Japan Pro Wrestling of America, appropriately. So, yeah, I don't know if that means we'll have like another North American wrestling show on television.
Great, we got more. We got more shit going on.
Yeah,
folks, this is just about the worst news we could have heard ever. Not only, you know, does Impact still around.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even worry about that.
Not only is NWA back, Mike. I'm not sure if you checked out some of these NWA YouTube. It's airing like exclusively on YouTube now, or
yeah, isn't it called Power?
It's called Power. There's two. Maybe the third one could be coming today or tomorrow. But yeah, 3 episodes into this now.
I think isn't Billy Corgan like a big part owner of the
Billy
company?
Corgan is not just a big part owner. He's majority owner.
Yeah. Is he a character on TV or is he just sitting in the back?
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in the one episode I did watch. It was a Nick Aldis match in that NWA championship. But yes, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins is the
rat in a cage.
owns the videotape library
of
NWA? For NWA.
That's pretty impressive.
Isn't that a weird? He must have just bought it there must have been a time.
Scooped it up for a good deal.
There must have been a time.
WWE would want that. That's a pretty, lots of Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes classics.
Immediately, of course. There must have been a time where Vince was too worried about WCW. I'm going to say this was like mid to late 90s, and he must have just fucking bought them all up.
Yeah. Billy Corgan, there you go. Not only does he own the Smashing Pumpkins catalog,
but he also owns the
NWA.
You know what? I'm wrong. 2017
is when he purchased it.
Yes, May of 2017, including the name, rights, championship belts.
Yeah, for a long time it was rumored he was trying to get TNA as well, and then I think that didn't go through, so he went and bought NWA, and then TNA became Impact, which is still the same shit, but.
Well, they merged with Impact, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their show was always called Impact. It was like Monday Night Impact. Then they just like, fuck TNA. That's a stupid name. Let's call ourselves Impact.
Oh, here you go. He was president of TNA from 2015 to 2016. And then about half a year after that, that's when he purchased his stake in NWA. Who knew that, you know, man-child Billy Corgan was such a wrestling fan. So way to go, Mike. I just stepped all over your spot here with some news that we weren't even talking about. We weren't even talking about this New Japan stuff. Fun. This is a cool move for New Japan. I think it's a lot of those guys we were hearing during the G1, like the Moxleys and the North American guys weren't wrestling in the G1 shows in America. They were only out there in Japan. I'd be curious to see how that affects the other promotions, those people who are going back and forth between Japan and and their promotions here.
Because, I mean, if the companies are willing to let each other, this would make it a lot easier for a guy to show up on New Japan one week and then AEW the next if they're both in the States.
And it is funny that even though it's 2019 and we think we're so past it, we're still very much living. Things are very territorial still.
Yeah.
Which I think is super cool, right, guys? Like we just said, the New Japan people working over here. I was listening to Joey Ryan on the Chris Jericho thing, where there's a lot of guff between other North American promotions working within like just America, and reasons why something like PWG is able to excel because there's nothing else on the West Coast. So a lot of these Eastern Coast promotions are totally cool with you going over to PWG because that's it. Like, it's not like you're not competing with something directly kind of in your demographic and in your TV area.
Yeah.
And but this edition of New Japan, Chris Jericho has still kept it open that he will be at Wrestle Kingdom, and he might fucking be there, right? I think Moxley's the same kind of way. John Moxley didn't really lose that title. Maybe he has one more New Japan match in him, and why not Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, if you can do it there.
I mean, if you can fucking go for it.
Yeah. And keeping on the subject of Japan, there are some rumors going around of an NXT Japan division being created. So
that makes sense. That sounds like the natural progression for something.
I mean, that's
that, of course, instead of bringing talent like Shinsuke Nakamura and Io Shirai, instead of bringing Kushida over here, let's just keep them over there.
Yeah, at least for a bit. Let them build a big brand name for themselves for the North American audience that may not know them as well.
Well, yeah, and it brings the question too, right? Like the New Japan style versus the WWE and Vince's style. Is that something that Japan, the Japanese fan base would be cool with? Like, it's very, very different. Even like in ring, out of ring, how things are promoted, even just the how to spectate it, like how to view it, is insanely different. Even during that like 2 out of 3 Falls 7-star Meltzer match, my match of the year from last year, that Kenny Omega and Okada, like that in front of North Americans would be fired up and insane. This is awesome, fight forever chance. But over there, they have a different way of like respecting the fighters.
Yeah. They still, the big spots, though, they'll go crazy.
Oh, they go off for. But even like when you hear it, maybe it's the way that we hear it on television, right, on the broadcast. Because even like that opening match, what was that Will Ospreay, when he's just flat out trying to murder people or flat out trying to be murdered himself. I don't really know. But even you get like the cheers, but they're not like insane the way I would have.
You'll never get a holy shit.
You'll never get a holy shit. And like I said, Will Ospreay is actually trying to kill people.
Yeah,
he is a professional killer attempter.
They get like shocked. They have like a shock.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. They love kickouts. They love near falls. I think. And they're like, holy shit, that was so close.
People landing on their head.
Yeah, they love people landing on their necks.
Good high neck bump.
Nothing like a high neck bump. And Vince and Trips aren't going to go for that high neck bumps.
They're becoming a bit more lenient now. We're seeing a lot of destroyers and shit.
Getting a lot of
more
destroyers.
More on NXT.
Getting a lot of destroyers. Yeah. I also
think it's only a matter of time till we see a package pile driver on WWE. I think Kevin Owens will do it.
He's going to be the one. But who's going to
do it all the time?
Who's going to be the one to sacrifice especially everyone on the main roster? I just can't picture anybody on the main roster taking a bump like that, where a lot of these NXT dudes have been doing it their entire careers, like the Garganos, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
These guys have been doing this their whole lives, but I can't. Can you picture like Randy Orton?
Well, not Randy, but Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, no problem.
Sami Zayn could do it, in an El
I'm sure there's lots of guys
way.
like Kofi Kingston. He could do it. He could do it first try. He's athletic.
I know, but you got to wonder, right? That that never doing it before or never have done it before. People coming up through the WWE system, through that performance center life, and then you're just like, no, we're doing neck bumps now. Baron Corbin's just like, what?
Well, no, I wouldn't trust Corbin. I wouldn't.
I don't know. Randy Orton trusts Baron Corbin. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And Randy, we trust.
All right. All right. You got any more news? I got one more thing.
I have a heard rumor.
All right.
From Meltzer.
Oh.
So I mean, it's just a heard rumor. The rumor is that both Raw and SmackDown are considering lessening their live shows.
Okay. I'm on board with that.
Not sure by what. I mean, I think right now, kind of like the current schedule, if you're on Raw, is that you do your Monday show and you might have your Tuesday off, but then you're kind of Wednesday through Saturday again at house shows. Obviously this has an effect on the performers' bodies, the travel schedule, this, that, the other, and it probably costs a lot of money that they're maybe not necessarily making back all the time. Yeah. I mean, anytime Raw or SmackDown comes to town, you and I are there, but they come to Toronto like 3 or 4 times a year, I feel, with this live schedule.
Yeah, they do the live shows, and they're fun if you can't go to a taping, but I like the tapings are more fun.
Of course, yeah, it's more canon.
Yeah, exactly. You could see a title change, you could see anything.
So that's just a rumor. I'm not sure, if they would want to lessen it from like 5 to 4 or 4 to 3. Yeah. He said it could be, 1 show less a week, or it could be, just flat out cut in half.
Yeah,
right?
I think that can only benefit everyone involved. The performers. I mean, maybe the small town kid up in some Iowa doesn't get his show, but fuck him. He can travel an extra 20 minutes.
And I mean, I don't think AEW has anything house show related on the slate at all. I don't think.
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know.
Their live.
I mean, they might want to eventually, but yeah, definitely not multiple every week. It seems like it'd be too much.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be doing package pile drivers all the time, which we want, we can't, because that's the thing, right? I mean, the more you do a crazy spot, just the more likely it is that something terrible is going to happen. So lessen the amount of times you get to do that terrible spot, and then you extend the time that something terrible is going to happen.
All right, listen.
You got one more. You got one more piece. Let's finish this one off.
The pay-per-view everyone's been waiting for, Crown Jewel.
Have not been waiting for it. Go on.
2 new matches have been added. Okay. Because, of course, we can't have a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view without a battle royal. So we're having a 20-man battle royal where the winner will go on to face AJ Styles later that night for the United States Championship.
Do you think Braun Strowman has that green belt?
He's got it
somewhere. Like,
we haven't seen it since.
Do you think you could buy that on the shop right now? Like the Saudi belt?
No,
they want us to forget about that pretty quickly, yeah?
But I'm sure you could, if you had enough money you're willing to spend, you could definitely pay someone to create a replica.
You could. Replica belts.
Yeah. Actually, I looked at that title again, and the actual championship plate of it looks pretty nice, other than the green strap is distracting. But
the plate of the greatest...
Like the center logo, yeah, it actually looks cool.
Huh.
It wasn't just like a big W. It looked like a championship,
Oh, okay. It actually looked like something.
Yeah. But that's my...
Well, there you go. Well, there you have it, folks. That's all the news. That's all the news we got for this week. Let's see what the fuck happens before next week.
Yeah, next.
Before next show. Well, you know what? It's time. It's time. It's Monday nights. Things move to Wednesdays. Things move or start. On Sundays and Fridays even sometimes, and we don't even know. But the one thing that's remained just insanely consistent is Monday nights, because Monday nights is often just filled 3 straight hours of Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
It used to be 2.
Yeah, for many.
There was a time not too long ago where they were like, "Hey, we can tell all of these stories in 2 hours. Don't worry, it's never going to get boring." And then somebody was like, "Well, what if we told stories in 3 hours?" What
Make
if
more money?
What if we added, it's more like a movie this way, right? Because has like kind of like a 3 acts to it, right? Where things start off great and go downhill, and sometimes end on a good note. Things start off pretty hot tonight, though, because we're live from some fucking town, where Ric Flair is actually coming out right off the bat to announce the final team member on his team. If we can recall,
and I did notice they did correct his graphic in the background. It said 16-time champion.
Oh, okay, good, because for a second I thought he was a 17-time world champion.
Like, what happened? Did he? Yeah.
So Seth Rollins is out, right? Because
He's got business with the Fiend.
Reasons.
Yeah. Because that match can't stop for any reason, so he might be dead.
The death is
someone
not
in the crowd could throw him a sword and he could cut off his head. And
that's
that'd
true.
Be very appropriate.
Death is not a good enough reason to stop the match because
his shoulders aren't down. You got to put his shoulders down.
He's got no head, but he's lying flat on his belly. Yeah. Like, no, it's not a pin. You got to turn him around. He can't submit. He can't tap. No. So Ric Flair comes out to let us know his final team member, and would you fucking know it, he's got a microphone.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. You give him a live mic, it's like a grenade.
Oh my god, this is perfect. Like, I tuned in. I didn't watch this live, but I did hear that he got to speak on mic, and that's why I fucking tuned in.
My favorite line, you just like out of nowhere, he's like, "We're going to Saudi."
Because we're going to Saudi.
It's like I don't think you're supposed to say Saudi.
He doesn't even say Saudi Arabia.
We're going to Saudi. Like such an old man. And then the crowd booed that. They're like, boo.
He's just Saudi. Drunk as hell.
And that's when he starts interacting with some fans. And he's like, I don't even know what the fans, they yelled at him. He's like, hey, tell that to your girlfriend, buddy. I used to know your mother. So
this was perfect. And of course, Monday Night Raw was in Cleveland, and he was talking shit to the Cleveland Browns at one point.
Oh yeah, because they were in the front row. And, he said something about LeBron, I think, in there too at one point.
Yeah, he says something like, he says like, I told you to bring Baker Mayfield here. I'd give him the rub, or something or something like
something
that.
Like that. But eventually it all comes down to he wants to bring out his final member of the team, the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre.
Who I forgot existed.
Yes. Speaking of.
Great.
Yes. He was drafted, and here he is. So he's, he cuts a little quick promo, gives people a preview of Crown Jewel, and we'll see him there.
Rick's okay, here it is. I have it here. Ric Flair's line was, "Where's Odell Beckham? God only knows you guys need a champion. LeBron's gone. All you got left is the Nature Boy. Woo." Like, is he trying? Like, I thought, I don't know. I thought we'd want to get cheering for Ric Flair.
Well, but, he's in this match. I think he's playing the heel.
He's working us now all of a sudden.
Yeah, because his team is all heels, like Corbin, Lashley, Orton, McIntyre.
Ooh, I haven't actually looked at the actual roster. Which, hey, maybe that's why they had to make this Seth match to get Seth the hell out of here.
Yeah,
that does make a lot of sense. He
would have been.
We'll get to it later in the show, but we're booing. We're full on booing Seth these days.
Oh yeah.
However, though, so we do get announced. Yeah, so Drew McIntyre's on the team, and then we just kind of.
He just stays out there.
He just stays out there, and Ricochet's music starts. I don't know how this one really transitioned.
They're like, whatever.
Okay, great. Yeah. So Finley,
when he tells Finley, he's like, I'm going out there. I'm the final member. He's like, all right, stay out there. I got a match for you.
I got a match for you in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And Fit doesn't disappoint. I like to think maybe Finley books these matches in some kind of way. Like, maybe there's like, if depending on where he is in his life, he'll just press someone's music, and then you're back at Gorilla, and you just gotta fucking run out there. Like, it's like, fuck,
you gotta be ready.
Fit wants me in this match. So what we're getting right now is Drew McIntyre and Ricochet just going for it.
Yeah, this was a fun match.
This is a lot of fun.
At one point, Ricochet picks Drew up on his shoulders and hits a great-looking Death Valley driver. Got a big pop from the crowd. Then, of course, he has some beautiful shooting star press for a big near fall. He goes for that 630, but McIntyre avoids it, and shortly after gets the Claymore for the win. And then yeah, great match. Afterwards, he does the beatdown. He does his little reverse Alabama slam onto the stairs. So, yeah, making him, I guess Ricochet's on the other team, I think.
I think so. I think you are right. Yeah, and Ricochet's not going to lose anything. And Drew McIntyre needed a strong win coming off not only time off, but then I think before that he was Shane's lackey, right?
Yeah.
So and then the thing with Roman. So he's been taking a lot of L's lately, and it's great. It's great to see this. My boy back. This is a Royal Rumble contestant potentially.
We
Winner.
said that last year
I
as well.
guess.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Of course, he was my lock to win it next year. Okay, well, what do we have next, Mike?
Then, of course, we got Aleister Black in his little dark room, cutting his dark promo about picking a fight. And then, luckily, we do get a fight. But, yeah, he's the one on the jobber run right now, Aleister Black versus some jobber. This guy looked like a cross between Rude and Kevin Owens. It was weird.
he had the Kevin Owens pudge.
Yeah, but with Robert Roode's face.
Real weird.
And yeah, we all know what happens here. Black gets the easy win with the black mass. So he's alternating between that and the submission. I forget its name already. But
the black hole. No, the
that's what I called it.
The something hole. Layer? No. Fuck it. You know what? The black mass looks like one of those moves sometimes that when he hits it perfecly, it's like an RKO. He can just fucking do it. Like immediately, sort of out of nothing. Squash matches could be what Black needs. I think the Nobody Come Knock, that was a lot of fun, but unfortunately it resulted in like actual people knocking, right? It's like we don't want Cesaro going under for Aleister Black. So maybe, this could be just the way to build him back up. Worked for the Viking Raiders. We already like him.
Yeah. So, yeah, as long as we get more of him on actual wrestling.
I hear Paul Heyman is
high on Black.
Is high on Black. Yeah. So hopefully that'll get better in the future.
Yeah. And since Aleister Black had left his black room, AOP went and sat down in there and cut another promo.
Probably the same one.
I think they share that. So they got their turn. Same thing.
There's just like a lineup of people waiting to do. There's like a black room somewhere.
The dark room.
A long lineup of people waiting to just kind of like talk to the camera for 5 minutes, like a Big Brother interview.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then just kind of like, okay. And they do do their same kind of thing of they've been doing the past couple of weeks, like, yo, we're super strong. Everyone should be scared of us.
Exactly. It's like I thought you guys could speak English before, but oh well, doesn't matter.
Well, it's more intimidating when it's not in English, because they're forcing us to read it.
Oh.
And then it's like,
I guess they are the authors. They are authors.
They are the authors of pain, so it would make sense that, their words would be so, elegantly chosen.
All right. Speaking of elegant, we have the King, Jerry the King Lawler, not King Corbin. Jerry's here to host King's Court. He brings out his guest Rusev, who comes out in street clothes. I don't think I've ever seen him like that.
He looked weird.
Yeah, in jeans and a shirt.
So on the Triple H scale of outfits, is this suit and tie, or is this jeans and leather jacket? This is jeans and leather jacket? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because he could still do something.
He could dress up and dress down.
Yeah.
I get you.
So anyways, Jerry, he wants to talk about what's going on with his wife Lana and Lashley, and as he's talking, the crowd was giving Jerry the what chant, so Rusev's just like, hey man, he's a Hall of Famer, come on guys. And he sounded so sad.
It's a good point. Good point. Yeah. It's like for an interview segment to get derailed is like, no, like this is the story we're trying to actually tell you right now. Yeah.
It actually worked though. They stopped doing the what chant after, so.
And why are you whatting Jerry Lawler and Rusev? Is it just cuz?
I think it's just because the storyline's so stupid.
Oh, okay. Okay, that actually makes the most sense, actually.
Yeah, it's just like a defiant. But anyways, Rusev, he addresses the situation. He says it's all Lashley's fault, and for that he will be crushed. And Rusev, he's still got his wedding ring on because he hopes that they're gonna get through this and end up happily ever after. And then Lashley and Lana pop up on the screen. They're showing together at a nice restaurant. And Lashley's just saying, sorry, can't be there, but Lana has needs, and I'm going to address them. And then Lana's just like, Rusev, it was my dream to eat at this restaurant. and you wouldn't take me here.
That was the dream.
She's like, yeah. It's like, bitch, how often do we come to Cleveland? I don't have time.
And she could have gone by herself, presumably, right?
Yeah. And I don't think they live in Cleveland anyways.
Probably don't.
They don't have time to go to the show. They have to fly out to the next.
Whose favorite restaurant is in Cleveland,
Yeah.
Ohio?
Yeah,
I mean, entirely possible, just not the right way to go about getting yourself to this restaurant.
It was so
There's
ridiculous.
better ways to do this.
Yeah. But
So
anyways,
Rusev knows where the fuck they are, and he says I want to, he's going to deliver his message personally.
Yeah. So he runs off, presumably to go to that restaurant.
To go to that restaurant. He must also know where it is, so he knows enough about it to know where it is.
So wouldn't that make you think that they have been there before? If he knows the restaurant,
That would, unless some kind of world where
could he just see
Lana's
one thing,
like,
I know.
she's sitting there like, Rusev, can we go back? Can we go to Botticelli's? And then he's like, fuck that.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that. I hate it. I got the linguine last time. I had diarrhea for 3
And then
days.
the next time they come back, and he's like, hey, can we go to Botticelli's? And he's like, she says, it's on, it's the address is like 25, Queen Street. It looks really nice. And he's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Third time they come to
the
town.
beginning of the end.
Third time they come to town, she's showing him photos. Like, you want to go to Botticelli's at 25 Queen Street? Look at these nice photos of what it looks like inside. And then he says,
No, Lana, no.
that. Let's hope that we don't have to revisit this feud over the course of the next 3 hours. Let's move on to some actual wrestling.
Yes, we got some lucha action here. Andrade versus Sin Cara. Sin Cara, we haven't really seen him in a while. And he's escaped the Lucha House Party effect, so good for him.
Thank God.
So Sin Cara, he actually got to put up a little bit of a good fight here. But of course, Zelina Vega interferes behind the ref's back, hitting that big Hurricane Rana onto Sin Cara. So Andrade takes advantage, pulls him back in the ring, and hits the Hammerlock DDT for the win. So he's picking up a couple of wins in a row here, Andrade, there. It's good to see him on TV.
The Zelina Vega Hurricane Rana has to be one of the most protected moves going on right now. That thing is so devastating. If you get caught in it, you are losing the match.
Yeah.
No one has kicked out of the Zelina Vega Hurricane Rana off the apron or just on the side.
Yeah, and she doesn't really have anyone to contend with. Like,
just
no
wait.
other woman manager to stop her.
If she hits that thing on you, you are losing the match. That's a protected move, for me. But yeah, Andrade does great in matches with these lucha guys, or really anybody kind of small and quick.
Yeah.
We saw him with Ali a bunch. We've seen him with Sin Cara now. Andrade getting that push.
Yeah, hopefully, good things for him.
This is a first round pick. Remember that. I think. I think
fifth,
he may have been that second round or that first round pick.
I think it was either way. He went ahead of some bigger names. So, yeah, hopefully the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit.
Andrade Cien Almas.
Let's keep moving on here, Mike.
All right, let's go backstage where we see R-Truth sneaking out of the equipment truck with his 24/7 title. And then he runs into one of the Singh brothers who starts singing some Bollywood music, which distracts Truth. So then the other brother comes running in from behind and rolls him up to win the title. I don't remember if it was Samir or Sunil or who was who. I don't know. But one of them won the title, and they go running off. And they were doing this Bollywood stuff. They're like, I don't know.
Yeah, kind of like the stuff they used to do with the Jinder Mahal entrance, that kind of.
But now they're like 100% more stereotyped as, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it was their idea.
Who knows? New champ. Let's keep rolling.
New champ. Let's go on to the Viking Raiders taking on Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Yep, you know the story. Easy win for the Viking Raiders.
Long time, though. This match took a long time.
Yeah, I guess Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins are like one step above Jobber, so at least.
Well, I mean,
they were the champs like at WrestleMania, or they won.
They won at Mania. I think so. Presumably, both of these teams are in the
World Cup.
Whatever it is at Crown Jewel. Presumably.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Viking Raiders, I would assume.
So what's the deal?
I don't know if it's every team on the roster
because the Viking Raiders are champions right now.
Yeah.
But then the winner of that match wins
the World Cup.
Oh, it's not even for the fucking belts?
No, it's
Jesus
this year's
Christ,
World Cup.
Why the fuck are we
that
doing
trophy, that trophy that Shane has, they're not doing a singles version this year. It's a tag version.
But why? Oh shit!
It's just the World
that makes
Cup.
me
That's
care.
all it is.
No, but that makes me care less.
I know, that's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah.
So
The World Cup.
Okay, wait. So is there gonna be like round robin style?
No,
like
it's a tag team turmoil match.
it's just all the tag teams.
All of them.
and then it's a tornado tag, presumably.
So, yeah, I don't know if it's either a gauntlet style or just elimination tornado style. I don't know.
Okay, so it's not going to be every single team at once, no matter what, because that's a lot of people.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it'll be like elimination turmoil or gauntlet. I don't know. We'll see.
God,
But
well, I care.
not for the title.
I care so little. I'll be honest.
Maybe we'll see the return of the Usos. Maybe the surprise last team.
And that's the thing, right? If there's if a belt's on the line, usually I'm a little more invested than when there's not.
The best in the world?
So, but it's the same trophy. So the trophy is just kind of like the best in the world trophy.
Yeah.
And then depending on what you wanted it.
Yeah.
This is so weird. This is so weird. Let's keep rocking here, Mike.
Yeah, let's go back to Lana and Lashley at the restaurant.
God damn it. God damn
The
it.
manager walks up and he asked him to leave because he doesn't want any trouble because I guess he was watching.
Apparently, this guy's watching Monday Night Raw in the back,
Yeah.
in the back in the kitchen. He's like, "Fuck."
And he's like, Rusev, he's coming here. And so Lashley says he doesn't have the balls to come here and do anything, but she already knows that. And then, well, Rusev does show up and he just starts pounding on Lashley and people are freaking out. And the police come in very quickly.
Very quickly. The cops were eating just a couple tables down.
They were just dining there. And
They
then they're
were
like, oh,
also
fuck.
there.
So, and Lana's just screaming like, arrest him! And so every once in a while she still puts the accent in, like I did there.
Yeah.
Even though she's
I don't
supposed to.
know where she lands on that.
Yeah.
You do
So,
you, girl.
The police come in, they cuff Rusev, they take him out, and yeah. So I guess he's spending the night in Cleveland jail.
So did this do anything to invest us more? Or
No, none of this.
No, okay.
None of this is helping anyone involved. It's just something. It's just something we'll look back on years later and be like, "Hey, remember that shitty coupled storyline?"
Mike, you got to recall though, there is like a worst angle of the year seg
shooties?
for the
Yeah.
shooties, folks. The shooties.
We are hyping the shooties months in advance.
Months in advance. Definitely the best. Definitely a favorite show of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna start saving categories down, so we'll have everything well thought out ahead of time.
That's a good point. It was well thought out ahead of time. It was
a dark episode. No one's ever heard.
It was a dark episode. That's true.
I believe our premiere was Elimination Chamber last year.
That was the premiere.
I believe that was our official on-air premiere. We recorded before that for a few months, tweaking, fine-tuning.
Okay, well, I think with the shooties are allowed to be. Ooh, do we want it to be
Year-end.
The whole
Isn't it year-end?
It is year-end, of course. Yeah, but I was just wondering, is it content from episode 1 to that time, or is it content from start of the year from the dark shooties?
I think just all of 2019.
All of 2019. Yeah, we'll figure that. We'll figure that when we get there. I'm just so excited for it, folks.
Yes.
I'm excited for this too. Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, he comes out here to cut a promo. Talking about he's been training with Cain Velasquez to beat Lesnar, and he wants to say thank you again to everyone for all the support and love for Dominic's recovery at home. And they're all going to celebrate together when Velasquez wins the title at Crown Jewel and put another scar on that bastard Brock Lesnar. And then that's when Paul Heyman pops up on the screen and he cuts his promo saying that Ray wouldn't be saying all this shit if Lesnar were there, but he can't since he's been drafted to SmackDown. And there's a hard line been drawn, remember? But pay-per-views don't count because at Crown Jewel, or I guess, never mind. Anyways, at Crown Jewel, Lesnar's not going to let Velasquez do that. And then Shelton Benjamin comes out for some reason. Well, there actually is a reason, because Shelton says at the University of Minnesota, he trained with Brock Lesnar. He lived with him. He's pretty much family. Like, aside from Paul Heyman, no one knows Lesnar better than Shelton. So Shelton gets in the ring. He starts shoving Ray, trying to instigate him. And then Cain Velasquez comes out to get his friends back, and he just takes down Benjamin and gives him a bunch of body shots and tosses him away. So him and Ray stand tall.
Hard line in the sand. So I guess Cain Velasquez is a Raw person then, not a SmackDown draftee. Because
he was never officially signed. So.
Okay, so he's one of those free
like
agent
the Undertaker,
types. He's one of those free agent types that moves around. But I guess because Rey Mysterio's not allowed to leave, he has to talk about it on Raw. Even though it's about a person who's on the other thing, but because of the hard line drawn in the sand, except for Royal Rumble, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, Super Showdown.
Any pay-per-view, really.
Any pay-per-view. Probably Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber. Okay, I get it. So it's not a wild card per se.
Well, I think it's only really like television shows. Your television show pay-per-views are shared to begin with, so it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understand the rules, folks.
Yeah.
Folks at home.
So
I like rules. I like rules. What can I say?
Rules. Anyways, Ray here. I thought Ray was pretty good on the mic. I mean, I'm already intrigued to see how this match is going to go.
Yeah, I guess they're still, they still don't trust Velasquez to say much
in English.
He speaks fluent English. He was born in Brooklyn or something. Fluent English. He's lived in North America his entire life. I mean, it is just kind of cool, right? It gives you something new. This is a new person doing this thing.
Have you ever seen any of the clips of him, Velasquez, wrestling in AAA? He did like 1 or 2 matches or something.
No, I haven't, but I heard some positive reviews about what he was doing.
Yeah, it was actually very surprised. Like he had a mask on and he was doing like some lucha shit, like Hurricane Ranas and like big arm drags and shit. But I don't think he'll wrestle that style with Lesnar, but it'd be cool. Like I think you'll see like a random Hurricane Rana in the middle of the match and people will be like, "Holy shit!"
And you know what it was? I think it was Dana White talking about Cain Velasquez, and he had mentioned that seeing some matches. He's seeing a match of his from Lucha Libre and having a lot of fun. I think that was Dana White had a lot of fun watching Cain Velasquez in that match, So it's
Dana, he's come around a bit on wrestling. He was very supportive of Ronda during her whole run.
Well, I think also like WWE name drops UFC often.
Yeah, there are ways for them to do business together.
Paul Heyman is often saying just the word, like UFC champion. If anytime anybody else, or if it's that thing like Bellator or something, they will mention that.
Yeah. All right. Yes, we like it when they acknowledge real world things.
I feel like anytime it has to happen, the actual fighter has to go over, unless it just makes the UFC look bad.
Yeah.
Right?
In this case, you have a fighter versus fighter, but Velasquez is presented as the more real fighter because he's never done any wrestling before.
Or you bring in the Tyson Furies or the Floyd Mayweathers, like they always have to go over because this is an actual fighter.
Celebrity, yeah.
This isn't just, this isn't, you're not wrestling. It's something different.
Yeah. But let's go backstage. We got Charlie Caruso there talking to Seth Rollins about The Fiend, and then Seth just goes over and starts talking to Humberto Carrillo. And he gives him a talk telling him how things are, and, how about you have your first match on Raw tonight, right now. So we get that. Seth Rollins versus Carrillo here. Nice little breakout match for Humberto. He got to go like 10 minutes or so with the Universal Champ. So pretty good. And Rollins, he seemed to, even though we started booing him, he was acting kind of heelish during this match. Like taunting Carrillo. He's like, is that all you got? Shit like that. So eventually Humberto Carrillo goes for a moonsault, but Rollins gets his leg up, hits the curb stomp for the win.
Yeah, man, I've never been more anti Seth Rollins. And see, here's what's a bummer is that I came back in when it was, I think Seth was mid ACL recovery.
Yeah.
Right? So, he left, top heel, and then he came back in that match against Triple H at WrestleMania, bringing it back. He was the king, the Kingslayer. The Kingslayer's back, right? And then he was over, and now he's just so far down.
Yeah, they're just Like he can still put on those good matches, but nothing with his character or promos.
There is no it feels like there is no character anymore. Like
nothing. He's just a slayer. He's the Beast Slayer. He's the Bronze Slayer. He's the King Slayer. He just whoever he's fighting, he wants to slay them.
And him overcoming Trips, like that was huge. And then he had that IC title run, which was so long, and that was also great too. You remember that ladder match with the Miz, Joe,
and Ziggler
Finn?
had some good matches.
And then he was doing some tag stuff in the Shield reunited. But now, ever since getting that title back at SummerSlam. And then especially the Hell in the Cell ending, we've just lost it.
Yeah,
they're getting flat out lost it.
Yeah, it's at the point now where I don't think he'll ever have a. I mean, like at least during this current run, it's always going to be a mixed reaction for him now, and it's just going to continue trending more boos.
God,
depending on.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I guess after Crown Jewel, is Survivor Series the next thing?
The next WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening there. That champ v champ match, if he's involved in it, because if we're getting Brock, Seth 3,
could be Brock versus the Fiend.
Oh, it could be Brock versus the Fiend. Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Something.
Let's move on to our main event though.
Well, there's one last thing before that. We get R-Truth backstage with the referee. He tries to sneak up on the Bollywood boys, but he rolls up the wrong brother. But the ref knew it, so he doesn't count. And then the Bollywood boys dance away again, going ba la 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 la. And that's that.
Great.
Yeah.
Now is it main event time?
Now it's main event.
Okay, here we go. So Street Profits, taking on Raw last week or whatever the week before. We're getting our first Street Profits match.
Yes, we've been waiting months. They've been here. They've been hyping everyone up. So they're taking on the OC, all three. So they need a mystery partner, but they actually didn't bring one out at the beginning. So it's just kind of 3-on-2 for the first little while. But then eventually Kevin Owens does come out and attacks AJ. So I guess he's the third man. But he never really officially went in the ring. So Street Profits just kind of do their thing. They pick up the win after getting that sky-high frog splash combo. So after months of hype, we finally got some smoke.
Finally with the smoke.
Yeah. And one of my favorite, did you see them celebrating in the crowd after?
No.
And then Montez Ford, he just goes up to this white girl and picks up her baby and starts celebrating with it. And
Are you serious?
Yeah, the baby had this massive smile on his face, but the mom, you could kind of tell, like she was smiling, but she's like, man, why'd you grab my baby?
Why'd you grab my baby?
Like he walks over, she wasn't like handing it to him. He just grabbed it out of her hand.
That's sick. And what do you do if you obviously got to give your baby. You can't just fight over your baby.
But the baby had like this massive smile. That's going to be a memory. He's going to show a clip when he's older. And like, that was you, man.
Is he raising the baby like he's Rafiki? Or
well,
something?
You just sell it like they're just dancing, like making the baby dance. Like, yeah, this little baby wants to smoke.
And that's great. And that just goes to show, like that level of excitement. Like they did a great job making Street Profits feel like, like a major league act right out of NXT.
Well, here they are, first match. They got to main event.
Yeah, in a higher profile type of thing. That being said, we're getting Owens Styles again. By the looks of it, which is fine. I mean, fuck. They're both great people, both great guys, but both have kind of been stale recently. That Shane and Kevin maybe went on for a little too long.
Definitely.
I don't think he hasn't really had anything really. He's really been tied up with the OC lately.
Yeah, at first he was doing some good stuff with the US title with Ricochet and Cedric, but now he's been mostly doing the tag matches. But yeah, hopefully, now Street Profits are here and the OC's got their thing. Viking Raiders, the Raw tag division's looking a bit better now.
Yeah, it was all in all, it was a good main event there.
Yeah, it was fun.
And that's it. That was Monday Night Raw, live from Cleveland, Ohio, baby. Okay, I think that's all the time we got for the first half, Mike. I think it's about time we take a little bit of a break.
Yes,
let's take a break. We'll come back. We got Tweet of the Week. We have AEW Wrestler of the Week and all that jazz. So stick around.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Folks, we're back. It's part 2 here. That wrestling world just keeps on moving on, and there's never just one. It's not that easy. It's not just one part.
No, it never ends.
We got to break our week into like 6 different parts, honestly. NWA Power. Let's talk about it. But first, folks, we'll cover that on another show. Maybe we'll do other promotions and like monthly recaps. Maybe like, you cover NWA, I cover Impact, and then like we give like whenever there's a pay-per-view, it's like, hey, anything fun happen? And then it's like, one of us is not tasked because it's fun. Watching wrestling is fun. So one of us,
it is fun.
Tessa
Blanchard, she's really good.
And so instead we like divide and conquer. It's more of like that thing. So and then maybe who knows? Maybe you end up seeing a match on NWA that for you was as good as Walter and fucking Tyler Bate. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you're telling me, I think that was the match that happened.
Yeah, I gave that match a 5.
Exactly. The next time you're coming to me, you're going like, yo, you need to see this match on this promotion. It is incredible. But first, folks, I don't even know where.
Tweet.
I don't even know where I'm going with this one. Yeah, Mike, you had it right. Let's kick off the second half. We got the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. Tweet of the week this week coming at you live from Mike, the Shoot Shepherd. Mike, what you got for us this week?
All right. So this week, of course, Seth Rollins, he's always involved in these some way or another, but he was not the one who sent out the tweet. I don't know if this has happened before. This is actually a non-wrestler winning this week.
Okay, this did.
I think you may know what it is already, but I'll just get the name out there. This girl named Lauren, whose Twitter handle is @TysonJost, I believe inspired by the Colorado Avalanche player. She must have a big crush on him. But she is also a big Seth Rollins fan, so during a meet and greet, she asked Seth Rollins why he doesn't wear his white gear anymore, and then Rollins responded that Vince McMahon doesn't like the white gear. He said, he's a weird old man that doesn't understand that people think it's the coolest gear they've ever seen. He doesn't get it. And according to the fan, Rollins knew he was being recorded when he made those comments, but the video ended up being deleted anyways. So I don't know. That's some tweet and delete. She's a big Rollins fan, so she followed his Twitter game. But,
followed his way to do it of tweeting and deleting.
Yes.
There,
so you saw this?
I did see this. I did hear about this. That white gear does look pretty cool.
It was great. But
it just make you wonder. He's been wearing a lot of black lately.
And he just more confirmation that Vince is a weird old man that doesn't understand things. Which was the line, yeah. So that was, but the fact that it was deleted, like, do you think Rollins was like, "Hey, bitch, can you delete that?"
There was some.
Why would she delete it?
Some kind of message of like, "Yo, this shouldn't be here."
I'll send you a pair of my underwear if you delete that video. Something like that.
Weird. I'll send you an old pair of the white outfit. If you take that down. Yeah, it could be. I did see this and hear about this. I mean, everyone's being filmed all the time now, right? And I think Seth Rollins is just, the fact that it happened to Seth is just great.
Yeah.
It could have happened to anybody. It could have been anybody asking like, "Hey, Mojo Rawley, why do you never have matches anymore?" And then him going like, because Vince is a crazy old man. Like, it could have been anybody, but it had to be Seth. Which is fantastic.
Yeah, he's always hovering around our Twitter of the week,
which is fantastic because this did happen. This did happen before though, Mike, where a fan's response, or like a fan was more directly involved with the actual Twitter message being sent out. Okay. It happened in the Paige sense. I think Paige had said or done something, and then a fan had a particularly good burn. So that did happen to Paige, and now it's happened to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, congratulations! You are the Tweety League champion. You have now tied Chris Jericho as the as the only 4-time champion of this belt.
Wow.
So there you have it. Seth could go for the record next week, or maybe somebody else. Maybe Randy Orton's coming after that. Because let me tell you, he got pretty close. He got pretty close too. He also got pretty close to the tweet of the week. So there you have it, folks. Seth Rollins, your new champ.
Yes, featuring Lauren.
Shout out to Lauren there. Folks, let's move on. Let's move right along with our show. It's Wednesday. I just last night was Wednesday. I watched Saw 3. earlier on in the night, and then as I was cuzzling up on my couch, I saw that it was 8:52 p.m. and I thought to myself, by God damn it, I'm gonna watch some AEW Dynamite. AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
I actually, for the first time, because I guess the last time I had shut off my TV, I had it on the sports channel. And then I turned on my TV at like 9 o'clock. I saw AEW on. I'm like, oh shit, I can't see this right now.
Oh my God.
It was mid-match. I just had to turn away and change the channel.
Well, you could have.
I could have, but I like to start from the beginning.
But we're trying to give AEW those numbers, though. You would have been one of those numbers.
I wouldn't actually, because that's how the rating system is very fucked up.
That's not how it works? I thought it worked in like a first half, second half, third half. You know what I mean.
You only count towards the ratings if you've opted in and you have like the Nielsen rating box.
Oh, all that stuff. Yeah, that's a good point.
So like one person, one household can represent like 200,000 people in a ratings count.
So that's so what you're telling me is that there are 4 people watching NXT on the US.
But anyways, the whole point was it was just cool to see AEW on television. But I still
on television on TSN if you're on
TSN Canada here.
If you're here in Canada, not TNT. But folks, this is a real exciting episode of AEW because they all are. So we're gonna kick off. We're gonna kick off
big match
with big old match. This is a semifinal match in the World Tag Team Championship tournament. We have Private Party taking on the Lucha Bros.
Yeah, and just this match was tons of fun. Lots of great.
Did not non-stop. This match did not stop.
Yeah, lots of great innovative tag team maneuvers. There was one spot where the Luchas, they like stacked Cassidy onto Quinn's shoulders and then hit this big drop kick, causing Cassidy to do a reverse Hurricane Rana to his own partner, which looked really cool. And then you just had Rey Fenix running around, all these springboards, jumping from rope to rope. At one point, he literally ran across the top rope.
Rey Fenix, Jesus
it was insane.
Christ!
Yeah, he can just bounce from like middle rope to top rope to the side to the fucking. He's all over the place.
he can go from one side of the ring to the next in like if you blink and you just kind of miss it for a second. God, yeah. I would love to see a Rey Fenix match live in front of my face.
Oh yeah,
I think we will, or the Lucha Bros. If I can think of one like one group of people I would like to see, even more than Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes would be a lot of fun to see live.
Yeah, I think we can get them all. We'll get them all.
Whenever folks, Cody, if you're listening to this,
I think it's only a matter of time.
Rico Coliseum. I think they could.
I think they could pack the bank.
I don't think so.
For a pay-per-view.
Maybe,
I think they could.
Maybe, yeah. Let's see what the turnout for Full Gear is. Even last night I was watching the show, and you do see a lot of empty seats.
There are some empty seats.
And so I think maybe for a taping, Rico Coliseum would be. We're taking it away. We're taking it away from this match. We're taking it away from this match.
So one of the things I love about the Lucha Bros is, of course, Phoenix. He's running around, and he's very athletic as well, but he's the more power guy. Like he does this. I don't even know what he calls it, but it's like a pump handle Michinoku driver for a big near fall. I think that should be one of his finisher. It's one of my favorite moves. But
is that the one where he flips you?
Yeah, like at the last second he flips it and he lands kind of like a one-winged angel thing.
That's a
great move. But they kick out Cassidy. He does this springboard. So he's got some things. He like jumps over the top rope, lands on the middle rope inside, and then springboards off of it. Very impressive coordination. Mm-hmm. All these guys are amazing, man. The crowd was split, cheering for both teams. Even the ref I liked in this match. I don't know his name. But he was very loud and clear with all of his counts. So props to that guy.
Way to go, ref.
I was feeling good about everyone. Rey Fenix. Eventually, Private Party. They go for the gin and juice, but Penta counters it into a Canadian Destroyer. Shortly after, the Lucha Bros hit their package pile driver, foot stomp combo to get the pinfall and advance to the finals of the tournament, which will be next week. And this was just a great match. Even though Private Party lost, they still look amazing. They made a name for themselves.
And fantastic match. The way things have been going lately, also, it sort of seems like the Lucha Bros. They've been getting attacked before and after their matches lately.
Then they were the ones doing the attacking last week, weren't they?
Oh yeah, I think they got attacked once and attacked the other. You know what I'm saying? They're building the heat. And fucking fantastic. Oh my God, Ray Phoenix. I just can't stop. I can't stop.
Yeah, very talented. But everyone in that match chipped in. They all had some great moments.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we're moving right along because I thought they might space these matches out, but we're going right into the next semifinal tag tournament match here with SCU taking on the Dark Order. So, yeah, of course, Scorpio Sky and Kazarian teaming up here. Daniels is still out. So the crowd, of course, crowd's behind SCU. They're booing Dark Order right away. The Minions are called the Creepers this week.
The Creepers.
The Creepers.
Well,
yes.
you called them something else last time, though.
I can't keep up with my own thing. And then, of course, in the middle of the match, the Inner Circle just come walking out through the crowd, and they go up the stairs into a little private box to watch the show. They got some bubbly, they got some popcorn. And, eventually, back in the ring, SCU, they get Stu Grayson with their finishing move and get the win. So it will be SCU versus Lucha Bros to determine the tag champs next week. So this was probably the best I've seen from the Dark Order. This was another good match. I'm glad they didn't win.
Yeah, it's real weird though, right? Yeah, so they got that first round bye. No one really knows that much about them. The crowd hasn't really been too hot on these guys, like myself included. You know, I'm also not quite there yet. So I thought it was weird to have this. Eventually, this Jericho angle they pull was so much fun, but to have it happen in the middle of this match, there was a good, probably half this match where I was distracted. Like I'm watching on television.
Yeah. You could see the crowd too. Like half their heads were turned.
And they're all turning. Everyone gets out their phones, to take a photo of Jericho and Santino Ortiz and Sammy Guevara. It was a weird time to do it because I agree. We just need more time with these Dark Order dudes. It's cool to it's cool to have a fun gimmick though. None of these these tags are they're tag teams. They work well together, but no one's got like a weird dark.
Yeah, like this is one of their
thing.
Yeah, it's more of a throwback gimmick to like an older style.
Yeah, AEW does not have too many gimmicks, really. Yeah. Besides
they got like Orange Cassidy and these guys, and
then the Librarians. The Librarians and the Dark Order are their two most.
Britt Baker a little bit, but anyways,
I'm a
good
dentist.
Match. Dark Order, like the Dark Order, they're not bad in the ring, but it's hard to.
That big guy, it's pretty big.
Yeah, Evil Uno.
Yes, that's his name.
But no, I think we're going to get the better matchup, though, of next week, SCU versus the Lucha Bros in the finals. That'll be a barn burner. That should be the main event of Dynamite.
Oh, for sure it will be. It 100% will be.
Championship match, folks. But we got another good match coming up. Joey Janela versus Kenny Omega. They've had some great battles recently, and as we discussed last time, they showed some footage of Omega beating Phoenix for that AAA title, but he did not come out with the belt as I expected.
I didn't. I did not see that match yet. But is there? There was like 5 sides on that ring. A pentagon.
6, I think.
Sextagon.
Hexagon.
There you have
it. Which TNA used to use for a little bit.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. So that's Kenny Omega. But yeah, we're getting this. These guys had their unsanctioned match on AEW Dark a couple weeks back.
Yeah,
and,
great match.
That was a great match, but this is just a straightforward, sanctioned singles match.
No gimmicks. Yeah, so we saw some more just straight up wrestling, more technical style, some good stuff. Joey Janela, tough guy. He kicked out of like 3 V triggers in a row there. Or Kenny just kept hitting him with those big knees.
Those big slappity knees.
Yeah. They're going back and forth for a while, and then Kenny eventually hits another V trigger, a huge one. He was like dead on the ropes. And then he follows that up with the one-winged angel for the win. Is it one-winged or one-winged? I hear both.
I think it's one-wing-ed.
Okay, because they say both ways sometimes. I want to hear it from Omega himself to be sure.
One-winged.
But anyways, the one-winged angel for the win. Solid match. Kenny Omega, he needs those. His record was 3-3 going into this match, so he needs to pick up a good string of wins here.
He's picking up a good string of wins, in the process though, putting Joey Janela over as a credible threat. I think here in AEW, right? Like he's not the biggest dude or the fastest guy, but he's had a couple solid matches against one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Yeah, and he had a great match with Moxley a little while ago, and
I think the crowd likes Joey Janela kind of anyways.
Yeah,
so
he's willing to go through anything.
And so the fact that he's having good matches is just kind of like a little cherry on top.
Yeah.
So certainly, Kenny Omega's got the momentum going forward. He's taking on the Mox Man at Full Gear.
Yeah, is that match sanctioned?
Last I checked, no stip.
I think we're gonna.
There's no stip.
Yeah.
But there's
no stip.
There's gonna be a stip because he's got he's got the fucking barbed wired broomstick.
I was gonna say we're seeing some color in that match. Someone's getting busted.
Which, by the way, the barbed wire broom I thought was one of the better props I've seen lately.
The sweeper.
He's the he's the cleaner.
Or the cleaner. Sorry,
he's the cleaner.
The sweeper.
I picture like Kenny Omega in like these old like janitor clothes, just kind of sweeping
like Mary
a
Poppins,
hallway.
the chimney, the chim
he's covered with soot. He's got an old timey hat on, just kind of sweeping away. No, it's the cleaner, Mike.
The sweeper. I love it.
I do like that though.
That's your botch of the week, folks.
Botch of the week. Too many things of the week.
All right.
And it ends up being like 4.5 days, anyways. Let's move on. I think we got some. We got some promos. Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, we got Cody coming out to be interviewed in ring by Tony Schiavone. Tony says that Cody's got a major announcement, but when he goes to start speaking, the inner circle start blowing some air horns from up in their suite to disrupt him. So just every couple times, and then eventually they start running out of air. So Jericho just grabs a mic and starts booing over top of him. Yeah, just boo. So Cody's like, "Hey Chris, this isn't like the other wrestling company we came from. There's no invisible wall here in this ring. I could easily step through and come up there." So he gets through the ropes and he's about to come up, and then Jericho just cuts a promo calling him a coward and an entitled millennial bitch.
Yeah.
So Cody's ready to climb the barricade, and Jericho's like, "Hey, man, it's 4 against 1." But then Dustin comes out, so it's 4 against 2. And they're like, okay. And then MJF comes out, and then Jericho has a great line. He's like, "What? I'm supposed to be scared of a guy in a scarf? Who wears a scarf?" Yeah. And then DDP comes out, so we've got an even 4 versus 4. The baby faces hop over the guardrail. They go up the stairs towards a private box, but the inner circle retreat out the door, and they lock it. They're taunting Cody. Jericho's taunting Cody behind the glass. So MJF takes off his scarf and hands it to Cody, who wraps it around his hand and then punches through the glass. Then he unlocks the door, and then they all just brawl all over the place into the concourse until security comes running in to break them up. Yeah, that was a good angle. That was fun.
Good angle. I loved the I loved the air horns at one bit, and of course, security ends up taking away, Cody and the rest of our face over there because Chris Jericho has a ticket. Chris Jericho in the inner circle bought their ticket.
Funny. He was all beaten up out there on the ground.
Sit in the box. I got it. This was fantastic. I love that. Even just breaking that breaking that fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah.
Or breaking I guess it's the third wall. I guess the second wall. Well, they're breaking a wall.
They're breaking the glass. They're breaking everything.
They're breaking the glass ceiling.
So no Jake Hagar here this week. I think he's got a Bellator fight coming up.
I did hear that he's got a fight either this weekend or next.
Yeah,
and
so I'm guessing he's
part of the deal is part of his contractual agreement is that he can't actually be in any matches until the Bellator match is over.
Yeah.
So I think it will be a little while until we see him physically in the ring. Yeah. But yeah, I think his fight is either this weekend or next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't need him, we had a good 4v4 this week. And I like how the babyface have a bit of a group here without it being the elite.
And one of them is DDP.
Yeah,
also
DDP,
like that it's Diamond Dallas Page for some reason because I feel like he's not taking a bump, but we could see a cutter. We're gonna see a cutter.
He could take like a code breaker. A code breaker is easy to take. You just bend over and then fall backwards.
It's easy, right? Bend over and fall.
Code breaker. Yeah. So anyway, that was a fun angle. But we go back into the ring because we got some more tag action. The best friends taking on the Young Bucks. But before the match can even start, Orange Cassidy gets in the ring. The Bucks shove him, so he gives them both a super weak super kick. But the crowd they sell it big, which is always
super
great.
Weak? Are you kidding me? Look at those monstrous strikes from Orange Cassidy.
I love it.
I'm close. You know what? I have no plans for Halloween, but an Orange Cassidy costume would be the one costume I would wear, and then just all night of people going, "Who are you?" And then I am Orange Cassidy for the night.
Yeah, You don't even talk to them. Just give them the half thumbs up.
The
if
half
they don't
thumbs
know.
up. I get to wear my sunglasses, all the time. It's gonna.
Yeah.
I have a. And see, I already have.
Do you have a jean jacket?
I have the jean jacket
There you
but
go.
also
You got
and
aviators?
pants that are same color.
You got aviators?
I have aviators,
There you go.
and I have a
Pretty much-
white shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
You have
shave my.
You have like this
shave
the same color hair tone.
We're both kind of gingers. If I shave my beard down a bit, I just got
Yeah.
a little haircut, so I have a more Orange Cassidy up top.
Yeah.
This could
You
be
need to put a little gel in there.
This could be a fantastic costume.
There you go.
Nobody will know who I am.
So he does those great kicks, and then he puts his hands in his pocket and turns around, but then he eats a double super kick. So they throw him out of the ring.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. And then the Young Bucks, they mock the best friends by doing the big hug. So they're playing a bit of the heels in this match. And it was funny. At one point, they're fighting outside the ring, and someone gets thrown to the barricade. And there's this group of girls that just scream like they were about to die when I guess they was like, ah! Oh my God! When someone got thrown right in front of them. But and then later on in the match, behind the ref's back, Orange Cassidy gets some revenge. He climbs to the top rope and hits the trust fall with his hands in his pockets onto the Bucks, which allows the best friends to hit their finisher. But Nick Jackson breaks up the pin with a swanton bomb, and then we get the super kick party, and then their big finishing sequence. I think they call it more bang for your buck to get the win. So another great tag match. This show was full of them.
Just nonstop tag matches. You know what? And it is the Elite. Somebody has to turn heel first.
Yeah.
So is it is it going to be the Bucks, Cody, Kenny, or Hangman Adam Page? Might as well be the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks. Yeah, Cody, I'd see being the further. I think he'll be. We want to see that babyface title win from him eventually.
Oh
his first
my
world
God!
champion.
Yeah, he's the main event. He should main event everything. The crowd goes nuts for this guy.
Yeah.
I thought for a little while it was going to be Kenny who was going to take the. Who was going to turn heel first. He's been acting a little crazy in some of the Being the Elite videos, but I don't know. You don't do that to Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, he's too beloved.
That's
Everyone
a
loves him.
heel move to beat.
Did you see? I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. That little kid that was Orange
I
Cassidy. in the
did,
front row?
and
He was
Cody
great.
comes out and just is like, "Oh, we need a ref out here."
Yeah, didn't they? Yeah, they pulled him into the middle of the ring after. And
Yeah.
That was
No, it
funny.
was that was a lot of fun. That kid was just sitting front row. What a dream!
Yeah.
See, and as soon as I saw that kid, I'm like, I could do an Orange Cat. I saw like a 10-year-old, and I'm like, I can do that.
if he can do it.
If he can wear that badass costume, I can wear that badass costume.
And then right after the match, the Bucks got on the microphone and they tell Santana and Ortiz that they officially accept their challenge for Full Gear. So they're still baby faces for that, at least, because they're taking on the Inner Circle.
And that's going to be one hell of a match.
Yeah, that'll be another great tag match.
Cool. Let's move on. More wrestling. Some women's action.
Yeah, are you a hater? Because we got Jamie Hayter taking on Britt Baker here.
I've been working on. Did you like wait? Did you come up all night? Did you like wait up all night?
No,
to come up with
as soon
that?
as I saw it, I'm like, wow, I got it. So yeah, just a decent little match. Didn't go too long here. The finish comes when Baker hits a super kick and follows up with the lockjaw submission to get the win in her hometown of Pittsburgh here. So Baker, she didn't win the title last week, but she continues to look strong here, look good.
Oh yeah, you get that hometown rub.
Yeah.
I'll give it to anybody. Main event time though. Main event. Last week, we had Paige and Omega against Pac and Moxley. I think Moxley was gonna end the match via DQ because he was so riled up, and Pac was like, "Yo, don't fucking do that." And
Yeah.
then we got the middle fingers. And the paradigm shift, it was over. So this week, Moxley and Pac, two dudes who are on facing losing streaks right now.
Yeah, and two very highly regarded men in the company. So, during John Moxley's entrance, Pac comes out and attacks him from behind with a chair and starts choking him with his jacket and beats him all around outside the ring for a bit. But it's legal because the match hasn't started yet. So eventually they get back in the ring. We start the match. And because of that advantage, Pac is dominating early on, but Moxley fights back. He hits a 450 splash off the apron to the floor. Tries to follow up with the Black Arrow, but Moxley rolls out of the way. We're getting lots of great action. This match is going right down to the wire. We got 30 seconds left. Moxley hits a paradigm shift, and he covers him as the countdown from 10 begins. Pac kicks out, and we run out of time, resulting in a draw. But that's fine with me. Every once in a while, it's a good finish to have a draw. It's fine. But, yeah, afterwards, Moxley's so pissed. He hits a paradigm shift on the ref, and he just starts saying, time limit my ass, time limit my ass. But he's gonna be fine for hitting that ref there.
It's a little gutsy to end, a big old main event with a time limit draw, but time limit draw is gonna come in, or time limit's gonna come into play. That's sort of part of having it there, is that will happen once in a while. I think we got at Cody Darby Allin match ended in a draw, and look what it did for both of those guys, or at least look what it did for Darby Allin, right?
Exactly, and that match was like 3 or 4 months ago. So if you're gonna do a draw that far apart, it's really not a big deal at all. So.
I also love the way that Excalibur says "Tope Suicida." I think it's inspiring. Anytime he says it, he's so excited about that particular maneuver.
Is one of those guys as well.
During this match, JR says that. He says like, "Oh boy, you really like that Tope Suicida," and then like Excalibur's still trying to he's laughing because now he's like, I like it so much. It was a good little moment. In a great match. I mean, I think so we have Moxley, Omega, and Pac, Hangman Page are the matches set for Full Gear, but it sort of seems like maybe these two boys aren't finished yet.
No, I mean this definitely leaves things open for a future match down the line, and I think based on this one, we'd all be down to see that.
Yeah, and when it is so interesting to end in a draw, and I think the fans booed initially.
Yeah, but then they were fine with it.
But then I think they were fine with it, and it is really funny if you were coming over from WWE, from a WWE fan base where a draw happens, and usually I feel like we're pissed when there's a draw. But for some reason we see Pac, Moxley, or even Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin for that matter, right?
Yeah. And I like how at this one they didn't do the same. With Cody and Darby, Cody had him in the pin and the time ran out, but in this one Pac actually kicked out, so it wasn't like he had him beat and then it ended. Like Pac legitimately kicked out, so it was a draw.
That's a good point. Yeah, he kicked out at 5 on the clock, and then Moxley
he kicked out at 2, so he wasn't beaten by the clock. He got out fair and square, whereas Darby Allin was saved by the bell.
Right, it was after the 1 count, and then the bell went off, and then it was
so even in a draw, you can do different finishes. You see.
They kept saying 10 seconds until television time over.
Yeah.
What?
So I guess theoretically, that match. They didn't really say from the beginning. I guess it's 13 minutes till 10 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, or they kept saying till television time, till we're off air expires. Or something. Shit, we only have 2 hours, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, because back in WCW, they made the mistake a couple times of not doing that, and then the show got cut off and people missed the match. Paying pay-per-view customers missed the main event.
I have heard about. I think I have heard. Shit about
Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page. One of Goldberg's best matches ever.
And nobody got to see it. Nobody got to see it.
People missed out. Yeah, they had to refund everyone. And
really?
Big blunder.
Just redo the match.
Yeah. They aired it for free the next night on Nitro. What? Didn't make up
for it, yeah.
One of many WCW blunders, which hopefully
Dynamite will make the same mistakes, folks. That was AEW. That was Dynamite. We're on episode 3 or 4 now, and goddamn. Still,
every week's been good so far.
Folks.
And next week we got that championship match, and who knows what else? The Inner Circle.
Yeah, the Inner Circle's gonna do something, that's for sure. Those were our 2 shows. There's only time for one more thing that we like to do here every week on the show, which is our Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, I'm gonna kick off here with my Wrestler of the Week. It was a real easy call for me. We're going with Rey Fenix.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier on in that match, I can't think of somebody else who I want to see. Like, he's the one person I'd want to see wrestle right now, live in front of my face. You know, it used to be Adam Cole. Then I saw Adam Cole. Now I just need now I have a move on. You know, it's natural.
Yeah.
I need something else to strive for, and yeah, he moves too fast, and he's too entertaining, and he just those double that stomp he does on the back of your neck.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just like, he's letting you know he's there, and he's amazing, and I can't wait for Lucha Bros to be champions next week. That's right, calling it.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Lucha Bros are going home, dripped in gold.
Yes. And I also, Wrestler of the Week, I picked the Lucha Bros collectively. I'm giving Pentagon the shout out, even though Phoenix was the workhorse or doing all the crazy shit. Together, they are winning the title. So
you know what, Mike? I struggled with this also. If I just wanted to say the Lucha Bros, because I think the Lucha Bros have been my Wrestler of the Week before collectively.
Yeah.
But
I think it was after All Out or whatever the last.
Was it after All Out? Yeah,
that amazing ladder match.
The Destroyer on the table is still my Shooties move. I'm not going to tell you what my Shooties.
Yeah, let's not spoil.
Let's pause this right here. Yeah.
But either way, that's a double win for Phoenix. Regardless, this week.
Either way, Ray Phoenix, you're going home. You're on home dripped, and see you next Wednesday in that main event that I'm sure is going to burn a couple barns down.
Yes, you may be winning this title again next week.
You could be. If you do a Destroyer on the table, then you're going to fucking win like that. Well, folks, that's all the time we have this week on the show. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe on all the things. You know what to do. We hope you like the show. We'll be back. We still got some NXT action and some SmackDown coming at you later on this week.
Yeah, let's see. The build towards Crown Jewel.
Oh, yeah. This is our go home. No, it may.
For SmackDown.
It may end up being the Shoot Brothers kind of go home show before Crown Jewel, depending on how that timing works out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure out. If it is, we can do a quick rundown of the Crown Jewel.
Well, folks, come back next week when we run down Crown Jewel.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, there's a couple matches that are going to be fun.
Never thought I'd say that. But, folks, you're going to want to come back because, of course, the wrestling world never stops.
Nope.
Okay, Mike, that's it for me.
I guess that's it for me. Then.
Okay, that's it. Peace out, brother.